Hello everyone and welcome to episode 10, season 2 of The Gordon Show. Oh, I just can't believe where the time goes. We're nearly at the end of the season. Now, thank you all to all those people who viewed my YouTube channel and shared the episode on Facebook. Now, don't forget that all those people who share get a chance to win one of the great prizes at the end of the season. Honest?
Yeah, I was stopped by a policeman the other night. He wanted to follow me to the nearest police station. I said, "Why is that?" He said, "I've forgotten the way."
Well, the Commonwealth Games is now finished, so I've got nothing else to fall asleep to. Oh, hold on, yeah, Formula 1 has started, hasn't it? So that'll definitely do. Now, to be fair, at least they make a noise. If you want to see some real boring racing, then try Formula E. Oh, there's no noise at all. It's like watching a giant scale electric set. The only noise you get are the commentators desperately trying to make it sound exciting.
Bob's your uncle here. I must say that electric cars are way too quiet. In fact, a real menace to society. They remind me of my wife when we're making love. Well, I never hear her coming either.
No, I shouldn't really say that if I find something boring, someone else might not find it boring. So I do apologise for that. But there are some things that I just can't get, and that's like poets. I mean, yeah, sometimes they're funny, but I just don't get it. Is it because I'm uneducated on the subject? I'm not sure. They seem to just sort of like go on and on about simple things. It actually annoys me when people take forever just to make their mind up or simply describe something, or even worse, just asking, say, for a cup of coffee. Hello, I'm Alan Bentit. I wrote this earlier today. I walked into a magical place. I think it was called Starbucks. Why it was called that, I don't really know. I just noticed that the furnishings were, well, rather nice, and the wallpaper reminded me of times long gone by. I walked casually at a slightly advanced pace, more than my normal sluggish sloth-like advancement of acceleration, and went to what I presumed was the order bequeathment area, or as you call it, the counter service. The young lady behind it didn't look particularly cheerful, so I tried to raise myself a smile, but not having done so since birth, I found this rather hard to do. She asked me what I'd like to order, but not having been there before, I didn't realise you couldn't just order a simple cup of coffee. So she went through all the many different types of coffee that I could acquire. I asked her what was a flat white. When she described it to me in a non-dulcet explanatory way, I mentioned that it sounded like a desperate attempt to me to add even more confusing ways of making a cup of coffee, and was just made up to ensure middle-class idiots would pay rather a lot of money for what was simply a white coffee. I suggested that she made me a black coffee with a separate jug of cream, but she told me they only had semi or skimmed milk, at which point I said my goodbyes, to which I heard from a large crowd that had assembled behind me a cheer. So I walked out at great pace, whilst letting wind for my disillusioned bows, never to return to the said Starbucks ever again. Talking of Starbucks, I was in the one in Stratford the other day with my daughter, and as I sat down, I looked round and noticed that every single person in the place wasn't actually there. No, they were either listening to music, playing on their phones, or better still, pulling out their laptops and having a go on that. I mean, isn't it sad that people can't be a part of the real world just for a few minutes a day, even just to have a cup of coffee? So, anyway, I turned round to tell my daughter this, and guess what? She was playing on her phone. Oh, hello. I thought I'd have a go at fishing the other day, so I went to the river, found out where the other men were fishing, and started to set up. Oh, they were so friendly. One of them even asked me if I was going to get my tackle out. I said, "Cheeky, I don't even know your name." Here's an interesting Gordon Show fact.
Did you know that Edward II tried his best to make sure that English was the priority language other than French? Well, it took a good 130 years before Richard III came along and made sure it happened, yes. Now, I do say that loosely because English was a bit strange in those days. And to prove the point, here's a clip of my grandfather, remember from season 1, doing his Richard III Shakespearean act. Now, I must admit, unfortunately, he got ripped off by someone called Sir Lawrence Olive Oil or something like that.
Now this is the winter of our discontent, made glorious summer by this son of York, and all the clouds that loud upon our house in the deep bosom of the ocean, buried. Now on our brows bound with victorious wreaths, our bruised arms hung out like monuments, our sternoliniums changed to merry meetings, our dreadful marches to delightful measures.
Now who the hell wrote this stuff?
I went to my local pub the other day. It reminded me of Gordon. Very cheap, slightly grubby, with a great need for attention. I thought he was rather good. As for poor Richard, well, he had a bit of a rough life, and then to get butchered in battle and buried in a car park for 500 years. God dear, I'm not surprised the royal family didn't get a huge bill from the NCP. Mind you, he probably had a disabled badge, didn't he?
Top of the morning to you, top of the morning to you. The other week, I wanted to learn to play the violin, so I did. But when my missus went to look for classes, she couldn't find any anywhere. So she told me not to worry and we should play it by ear. By ear, I said. I can hardly play it with my bloody fingers.
Cool, it really has been a mad couple of weeks, hasn't it? I don't like to get political, but Theresa, will you stop mucking about with Joker Trump and Schoolboy Macron? We're just a tiny little island with a huge population who trust you to look after us and not put us in harm's way. We are not the world police. We haven't got enough of our own anyway. Oh, and Macron, learn your history. We can always wheel out the guillotine again.
Hello, my little British friends. Of course, I say that very loosely. But then again, your stupid May has helped me with my I have big huge balls of steel experiment with my old senile friend from America. No one will mess with us French again. I am more like Napoleon than Napoleon himself. And I'm also going to make sure that the English word, your puny little language, is no more, and that the great French is the most commonly spoken word in the world. You know I am only 40, yet I have so much more to accomplish. Sometimes I just don't know where the time goes. You may find yourself living in a shotgun shack. You may find yourself in another part of the world. And you may find yourself behind the wheel of a large automobile. And you may find yourself in a beautiful house with a beautiful wife. And you may ask yourself, well, how did I get here? Letting the days go by, let the water hold me down. Letting the days go by, water flowing underground into the blue again after the money's gone. Once in a lifetime, water flowing underground. And you may ask yourself, how do I work this? And you may ask yourself, where is that large automobile? And you may tell yourself, this is not my beautiful house. And you may tell yourself, this is not my beautiful wife. Letting the days go by, let the water hold me down. Letting the days go by, water flowing underground into the blue again after the money's gone. Once in a lifetime, water flowing underground. Same as it ever was. Same as it ever was. Same as it ever was, same as it ever was. Same as it ever was, same as it ever was. Same as it ever was, same as it ever was.
Now, there are only 2 more shows left for this season, and there's so much I wanted to rant about, and so many ideas. So I think in the summer we'll come up with something different. We'll do small little bites of Gordon instead, yes. Well, you don't want to see me for 12 minutes every Sunday. You should be out there enjoying the sun. And if they're quick little bits, I don't know, you can watch me on your phones, yeah. Like when having a coffee in Starbucks.
I went for the dogs with my oldest pal the other night. We like to have a flutter now and again, but we couldn't decide on what dog to back in the first race. When my friend told me we should back the long-legged bitch, as they never let you down. I said you told me that 20 years ago before I married the wife, and look where that got me.
I was lucky the PC man didn't butt in this week, wasn't I?
Sorry, what was that?
Oh, never mind. I give up. God. Now, all of you have a great week this week. Enjoy some of the sunshine. And if you've liked this episode, then please press that share button on Facebook and subscribe on YouTube. Great stuff. Oh, well, do you know, if you can't beat them, join them, I say. Bye for now.